Hey YouTube, JW. Got another edition of New Arrivals for you guys. Everybody's favorite, right? It's been a month since I've done one, so I've got quite a bit of stuff built up. If you're new to my channel, I collect knives, vintage, retro, weapons, tools, knives, guns, a lot of knives though. And once I get so many built up, I do a video and kind of just a show and tell. People seem to like the variety. So, like I said, it's been a month. I got quite a bit of stuff built up. So we'll start with the biggest first. Yeah, some of it's new. Most of it's old. This is maybe one or two is new, but I don't buy too many tomahawks or axes, but I've always kind of had a thing for battle axes, and really about the only one I still have is my cold steel bat axe. But I saw this Elk Ridge, which is, you know, a cheaper line made in China, and I just thought it was cheap, and I thought the blade profile looked cool, kind of like the old bearded Viking or medieval battle axes. Got that sweeping design there. I just thought it was cool, so I grabbed it. It says genuine 440, custom design 440 stainless, handcrafted in China. Got it where you can choke up here on the handle. Pin, full tang. 4 pins. It has like a gut hook type deal back here. I have to say it's pretty sharp. It looks cool though. It's called the Elk Ridge Executioner. Like I said, it kind of looks like an old executioner's bearded or battle axe. So I really am into the bladed weapons like that, so I thought it was cool. Comes with a kind of a bottom of the barrel leather nylon sheath here. So yeah, Elk Ridge. I think it's the only Elk Ridge thing I've ever bought. Also, I picked up the Cold Steel Paradox. I did do a full-length video on this, if you want to check it out. I have carried this knife now, and I really like it. It's the Gravry model. It is discontinued. I wanted to go ahead and just get it while you still can. I got it on eBay. Like I said, they're sold out pretty much everywhere because they are discontinued now. I picked up this also has a full-length video. What I call a Tiger Claw, Knuckle, Switchblade, Karambit. It's kind of a clone of a Dalton design. Pretty cool. You guys remember these? They still make these in some variation or another, because I looked into it, but I bought these from a guy who's one of his family members used to sell novelty stuff like back in the 70s and 80s. So I gave him 10 bucks for the pair of these old Flip It, still in the pack. He had all different colors. I just got the blue and the green. I think it's probably from the 80s, maybe. Most likely. Here's another new one I got. Is a Coast hat tip wheel juggle knives for this. Coast makes cheap stuff, but actually they do make some halfway decent stuff. And this was one of them. He did a video on it, and I thought, well, it looks pretty cool. I might get it. Real quick, it has a flashlight here that no longer works, but you could replace the battery in it if you so choose. It's called the Contractors Knife. There's a level built into it there. It has a driver and a complete assortment of driver bits. Now, obviously, you know, this isn't going to take a lot of abuse because it was about $10. I don't think they actually make this anymore, but you can still get them on Amazon and eBay. You know, just your standard type of stuff. Pliers. It's just something that I bought to throw in my truck because it was so cheap, and I just kind of like different stuff, you know. I'm kind of a sucker for novelty items sometimes, though this is really actually a tool, but sometimes I buy stuff just because I like the way it looks. You know, some people think that's dumb, but I don't really give a shit. I got this is just a sheath I picked up, but if you look at the writing there, this was I think towards the end of run on when Gutman used to import the original balisongs that come in the wooden box, and that they had that trademarked, the original balisong, because they were made, you know, in the Philippines, but they were imported by Gutman and branded and sold for this. So this is just a sheath, and from the looks of it, it's probably towards the end of the run of that, just judging by the construction of it. So I mean, I got it for like $2 or something. I don't know. I just grabbed it because, you know, I have a knife to go in that. On that same token, I did do a video, my last video, which a lot of people didn't watch apparently. I got a couple balisongs here. Classic manila folder, imported from Taylor Cutlery in 1982. That's a classic one there, and an actual FHM Filipino handmade balisong that was a bring back from a gentleman that was stationed in Southeast Asia. So that's the real deal there. Nice cool leather sheath, handcrafted, that came with it. So this is probably my favorite one, honestly. I did another video on this too. You can watch. It's a Sabenza clone that I got off of eBay, used from a guy for like $20. It is a clone, but it is D2 blade steel, and it is TC4 titanium handles, and the fit and finish on it is good. So for $20, I mean, Jesus, that's a hell of a good knife, whether it's a clone or not. It's the Sunburst pattern, which was a collaboration with Wilson Combat on the real small and large Sabenzas from Chris Reeve. Starting to get some knives in from Taylor Brands and Schrade again for review. I'm going to be having some videos coming up from them on some stuff probably after the first of the year. But this was one that I wanted to look at, which most of the time when you see these, they are automatics and sold as automatics, but this one is a manual because a third party does the conversions on these. And it is a push button lock, push button, automatic or manual. You know, folder comes in the desert camo or the urban camo. It is the SC60D. It's a nice budget automatic knife, made in Taiwan. and kind of would be equivalent to maybe a Boker Kalashnikov. Same price. Light, good carry knife. Good looking knife. Let's do a fixed blade. Couple fixed blades. Explorer. She's led kind of a rough life here, but I'm a big fan of Explorer Japan and camo knives, so I got it relatively cheap, so I grabbed it. Just another design of the Explorer. MMV camo, stainless Japan, small boot knife with matching leather sheath. And this one was one that I passed on quite a few times. But this one was from the original owner. It is the Explorer Night Raider Dagger boot knife. It has the removable tail cap. The handle is shared with the survival knives. They both came in black and camouflage. Has the rubber O-ring seal. This one has a few little nicks and stuff in it, but it's more or less mint condition. So I picked her up for the collection. I'm a big fan of Explorer, like I said. One of these days I'm going to do complete collection videos all together. Like I said, one day. Okay, and then to finish it off, we're going to do 2 vintage frosts. One I've had for a while, and I forgot to put it in, I think, my last one. And one I literally just got in today. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see these pictures as soon as I get them. When I get them in the mail, I take a picture and I put them on Instagram as my new arrivals. And then these videos are kind of just the conglomeration of all of those. So a lot of people that follow me on Instagram have come over to my YouTube channel, which I appreciate that. So first is Tiger Shark, Japan made knives, what they call Blue Christmas handle scales. Real pretty knife. It's a Tiger Shark on there. Really like that blue color. And the box is cool too. I always love the retro art, vintage artwork that they put on stuff. I just think it looks so much cooler. It could be on anything. Packaging on stuff in the old days compared to today. It just looked so much cooler back then. And this one I really like. This might be my second favorite out of the bunch. It's basically a new old stock, although there is a small nick in the blade. Samurai side lock, which is, you remember, I got a card, they call it the Cargill side lock. Bob Cargill designed it. It's basically what a bolster lock. I had a Tomahawk Frost that I got in a while back. It was a real nice knife. Has the Cargill lock on it as well. Worm groove stag bone handles. Real nice fit and finish. Nickel silver bolsters. And it's the Samurai because it's like a katana tanto tip blade. It's a big folder. It's a long blade. Like I said, it kind of has a little nick there in the front of the blade, but the guy told me about it before I bought it. But I mean, that can be fixed easily. But what a cool looking pattern that is, you know. Just a neat looking knife. And then the bolster lock, you just push in here. And it's supposed to be the original one-handed operation knife, is what they called it, before thumb studs. But the idea was you could open and close it. You know, there really wasn't any liner locks either. We're probably talking mid to late 80s here. So you could get your fingers in here and open it up with one hand, and then push it like that, close with one hand. So it was dubbed the original one hand open. So I think that'll do it for this edition. I think I got everything here. Yeah, so yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and follow me on IG and G+, and hit that like button if you want, and stay tuned, because like I said, I'm trying to get more videos out as much as I can. I've got plenty of stuff to do videos on, it's just getting the time to do it. So I appreciate it, guys, and if I don't talk to you again, have a good Christmas, and I'll see you next year.